And if you get too trigger happy with the jump button, you're going to die. Also, it doesn't help that I'm experiencing a significant amount of lag either. Well, I guess we have to justify calling it a survival platformer at some point. I was just a couple of pixels short there. Oh dear. Believe it or not, the amount of times that I actually die here, this was one of my favourite levels, come to think of it. I think it was one of my favourites mainly because it felt like I'd achieved something when I managed to make these horribly difficult jumps. These levels probably never would have made it past playtesting. But just you wait, there will be a triumphant moment when I manage to make this jump. If I can make it. Huzzah! Okay, now we can see a bit more of the level now. Oh, obviously with the bigger companies, that if you were working for some of those large developers, a level like this would never see the light of day because basically it's incredibly hard, and so you won't see a lot of this level of difficulty in the games that are commercially available. So the few players out there that really do like a challenge will clearly like this game, and that's more who we designed it for. I mean, one death here and it sends you back to the beginning of the level with that horrible opening jump all over again. I mean, how much fun is that? Now I remember, this one was a careful, sneaky trap. You can see how there's two springboards there. If you touch that first springboard, it's going to shoot you right up into those nasty spikes up ahead. And that's certainly not something that we want. So the trick here was to do a double jump into the roof there. If you don't do that double jump, you die. So just a word of the wise, if you're actually playing through that, I guess I've probably spoiled it for you. Okay, and there we go. We've got through. Our level designer will actually tell you that this level was a filler level, but it does introduce spikes for the first time. Now, there are some vestigial effects here. You're actually able to ride the spikes on the top, because I originally had some idea that I could have puzzles that involved you having to ride spikes down giant sections of the level. But we went with the spikes in the frame that they currently are, because they move at the same speed as the player. So ultimately it worked out better this way, because then the player could successfully just barely stay ahead of all of the spikes. Which it works out that the actual spikes would have to fall faster than the player for them to be viable in gameplay. So it's a vestigial gameplay part, but you might be able to see sometimes you'll be walking on the different